Is this the best new platform for data scientists and machine learning engineers? Let's find it out. I'm Patrick and welcome back on my channel. So earlier this year, Anaconda already had one big announcement. They released PyScript, which lets you run Python in the browser. And this took the Python community by storm. And now, just a few weeks ago, they released two new exciting products, Anaconda Learning and Anaconda Notebooks. So in this video, I want to give you a tour over them. We have a look at them together and see if it's worth it, if you should use them or not. But what are those two products? So Anaconda Notebooks are cloud-hosted notebooks that can run on any system and on any browser, and where you can start coding immediately. And Anaconda Learning is a learning platform with self-paced courses where you can learn about Python, data science, machine learning, and many other topics. So in this video, you can explore both products together with me. I will also give a quick tour on how to use Anaconda Notebooks and build Python-based applications, and I will leave timestamps below the video, so feel free to jump around. And now, before we start, a quick disclaimer to be fully transparent. Anaconda sponsored this video, so a big thanks to Anaconda, but everything I will say in here is my own opinion. So now let's get started. Alright, so first let's take a quick look at an overview of what these practitioner tools are. So Anaconda calls these products the practitioner tools. I think everyone knows their other main product, the Anaconda distribution. I think I use it almost every day on my machine. And the practitioner tools combine both the Anaconda notebooks and the Anaconda courses. And by the way, you can access both with only one subscription. So we get into pricing in a few moments. But yeah, if you subscribe, then you have both the notebooks and the learning platform. And now let's take a look at the first product, the cloud-hosted notebooks. So here Anaconda offers a cloud-hosted notebook service with a fully loaded and ready-to-code interactive development environment. And yeah, so here you can have your Jupyter notebooks in the cloud, and this can run on any browser and any system. So if you're on Mac, Windows, Linux, this works. You simply access this in your browser. And it's also 100% installation and configuration free. So I think this is one of the main benefits, that you don't have to worry about configuration at all and can start coding right away. So this is what they also list here. So you get an interactive development environment. So here we have your Jupyter notebooks, and there you can start coding immediately. Also with hundreds of the most popular data science and machine learning packages that are already installed for you. So for example, you have packages like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, scikit-learn. They are all installed already. Of course, you can also configure your own environment and install all the other packages if you want a separate environment. I also show you how to do this in a few moments. And yeah, then you can start coding right away. And you get also storage, so a cloud-hosted SSD storage. You get 5 gigabytes. This is not listed here, but it's listed somewhere else. And then you can store all your notebooks and all your data in the cloud as well. And the second product are the self-paced courses. So they offer courses on a lot of different topics, like, for example, of course, Python, intro to Python programming. Then they also have courses on machine learning, data science, even SQL programming. And they want to update this and offer even more in the future. So we have a deeper dive into the learning platform also in a few moments. And then this is also nice. So you can code alongside the experts. So this gives it a really personal touch. So this is, for example, Sophia Yang. She's a senior data scientist at Anaconda that I know, and she's really good at teaching. So I think it sounds very good. But now let's actually take a deeper look inside. But before we take a look inside, let's actually talk about pricing, and I show you how much this costs. So both the courses and the notebooks are not available for free. For free, you have, for example, the Anaconda distribution with all their packages, and you can join the community and get help there. But if you want to have access to the cloud-hosted notebooks and the courses, then you have to subscribe to the starter plan. And this starts at $9 a month, or it's cheaper if you buy the yearly subscription. And like I said, this gives you both the courses and the cloud-hosted notebooks. Then you also have 5 gigabytes of SSD storage, and then you can have your ready-to-code environments and even sample notebooks and extensions. And if you're a professional, you can have a look at the Pro plan for $14.95 a month. And yeah, here this is then, for example, compliant for commercial use and some more features. And then we even have the business and enterprise plans, but I think to the majority of my viewers, this is not relevant here. But in my opinion, the startup plan is perfectly fine. I'm also on this right now, so we can take a look at this together, and then you can make your own opinion if this is worth it to you or not. So let's look inside. So to get started, you need to join the Anaconda Cloud. They call this Anaconda Nucleus, and you find this at anaconda.cloud. And then you need to subscribe to the starter plan. This is what I also did here. And then you can access both the courses. So we have a look at all the courses in a moment. And then also the notebooks. So let's start with the notebooks. And this will fire up a Jupyter Lab instance. And here you have your very own coding environment where you can manage all your files and folders. And then you can start coding right away. So let's take a look at what we can do here. Now on the left side, we see all our files and folders. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you. And then, for example, we can easily create a new notebook. Then we select our kernel. So this one here, for example, is already pre-installed for us. So let's select this. And then we can start coding in here immediately. And if we say Shift Enter, then this will execute the cell. And for example, we can also say import matplotlib.pyplot as plt or from sklearn.linear model. I want to import linear regression. And now if I say Shift Enter again, then as you see, there is no error. So this is already pre-installed for us. So we can immediately code our machine learning and data science apps. So let's go over a few more features in here. So like I said, on the left side, we see all the files and folders. Of course, we can also upload our own files. So we can click on here and then upload a notebook, for example, from our machine like this one. And then we have this here right away and can use this. So the first time we want to use this, we always select which kernel or environment we want to use. And then again, we can, for example, use a pre-installed one. And then we have all our data science libraries already. And then we can run this. And then there are pre-existing sample notebooks, for example, from the Anaconda Learning. For example, here you see I have the Intro to Python, Intro to Data Visualization and Machine Learning. So there are a bunch of cool notebooks that you can try out. And then, of course, next to notebooks, we can also launch other stuff. So for example, if we click on this plus here, then this will give you a launcher. And then, for example, you can start a new notebook with a specific environment. Or we can launch a console. So this will give us an interactive console with this specific kernel. And then again, we can code in here and then test this and play around with this. We can also, if we go back and start another launcher, we can also create a file, for example, a Markdown file or a Python file. And then we can also code our Python files in here. And then we can save them and later reuse them. Or we can, let's click again on this plus, we can start a terminal and then work with a terminal if we need terminal commands in here. And we also have Conda already installed. For example, we can say Conda --v to check the version. And if you want to learn more about the Conda commands, then I have a tutorial here on my channel that I can link here. You can also check out one getting started course in the Anaconda Learning platform. More about this in a few moments. So let's also talk about different kernels. So for example, if we start a new notebook, then the first thing we get asked is which kernel we want to use. And there are pre-existing ones that already have a lot of packages installed. But of course, we can also create our own ones and configure this how we want this. So I often prefer to have my own environment. And for this, you find a command in the README notebook, for example. So we want this one, conda create --name. Then you give this a name. Then you can also select the Python version and the packages, for example, ipykernel. And I recommend to do this in the terminal. So let's grab this command and then you can say conda create and then let's give this a name and the Python version. And here, for example, you can also say matplotlib or whatever packages you want. Of course, you can also install them afterwards. And to see all the available environments, you can say conda env list, and this should give you all the environments you have. These ones here are already pre-installed, and this one, ML for machine learning, is one that I configured. And then we can say conda activate ML, and then you should see conda activate ML, and now we should see this is now activated, and then you can install all the packages you want. And then later when we start a new notebook, you should also see this here. And then you can select this kernel, and now we can work with this environment. So yeah, this is how you work with cloud notebooks in here. Then of course you can also say right click and rename or delete them or download them if you need them on your machine or somewhere else. Also, they soon want to add a feature to easily share this and collaborate with others. So I think this will be pretty cool, and hopefully this is available soon. And then you can also change the theme. So this is important to me. For example, let's have a look at this where we see some code, and I always want to have a dark mode. So you can either have Jupyter Lab dark at the moment or the material darker. So in my opinion, this is the nicest one. Let me know in the comments if you prefer this as well. And then what is also important to mention is that here on the top, you see the disk usage. So at the moment we see 5 GB and I'm using 8%, and also the CPU usage. So you get 2000 seconds per day. This is a little bit more than 30 minutes per day. And this doesn't mean the time you work in here. So this is the CPU time. For example, if we execute this cell, then this takes a small amount from the CPU usage. But like you've seen, this was super fast. So usually 30 minutes is more than enough for one day. And each day this will be reset, and then you get new 2000 seconds. But yeah, I just want to point this out that there is a limit. So yeah, these are the main features I wanted to show you about Anaconda Notebooks. I think it's a really cool coding environment that gets you started immediately with all the data science and machine learning libraries you need. And now let's look into the courses. So let's explore the Anaconda Learning platform together and see what courses they provide, how the courses look like, and also how the platform looks like. So again, you can access both the cloud notebooks and the courses with one subscription. And right now they provide 5 courses. So we have December 2022, and they have a Getting Started with Anaconda course, an Introduction to Python Programming, an Introduction to Data Visualization with Python, an Introduction to Machine Learning, and an Introduction to SQL. So a lot of beginner courses at the moment. And yeah, I think the topics are good. They should provide you with a nice foundation as a data scientist or machine learning engineer. I hope they will add more advanced ones soon. This would be cool for me. But they said that they will add more courses very frequently. 1 more course should be coming this month and 2 more over the next 2 or 3 months. So I'm really excited to see what courses they will add next. For now, as a starter, all of those topics are fine. I think you get 5 courses with only 1 subscription. And now let's take a look at, for example, let's take a look at the Intro to Python and also the Intro to Machine Learning. So let's take a look at the Introduction to Python Programming course. I haven't started this one, so we can take a look at the curriculum together. It's a little bit longer than 5 hours, and it's a mix of video lessons and also quizzes and exercises. So let's go over the topics. You will learn about strings, numbers, booleans, collection data types like lists, dictionaries, and tuples, then imports, then functions, then rules, if statements, repeats, errors, and classes. So a little bit of object-oriented programming in the end as well. So the topics look fine for me for a beginner course, and this is what you will learn in the Intro to Python course. Now let's also take a look at the Intro to Machine Learning course and also take a look inside the course. This will get you started with fundamental machine learning algorithms using scikit-learn. So let's take a quick look. You will learn about linear regression, logistic regression, naive Bayes, decision trees and random forests, and neural networks. And again, you have a lot of video lessons and then also quizzes and exercises in between. So I already started this one, so we can track the progress here, and then we can click on resume. This will bring us inside the course, and this is lesson 2 about linear regression. So then we can watch the video here. And most of the videos start with a theory section where you have some slides here, and then you can follow this, and then later the instructor jumps into the code and then will code the lessons in a hands-on style, and this will be done in a Jupyter notebook. So then you can head over to your own Anaconda notebooks and code this as well. You can also download all the notebooks that you see here and also the exercises, so you can download the course material here. Or, which is easier, you will also find them in your cloud notebook. So if you go to sample notebooks, Anaconda Learning, and then the intro to machine learning, here you see all the lessons and also the exercises. So then you can select your kernel and then immediately try this and also check the answer if you don't want to do it yourself. Then there is also the exercise solutions. So the instructor will walk you through the solution and explain how this is done. Then you can also take a short quiz here. So here you will answer some questions and then go to the next one. And then in the end, you will see the results if this was correct or not. So yeah, this is how the course looks inside. So I like those courses. I like that they are self-paced. This is how I learn the best. I also think the course quality is really high, so the instructors are clearly experts and do a good job at teaching. I also like that everything or most lessons start with a theory section where we have these slides and then go into the theory, and then later they jump into the code and you have some hands-on exercises. So then you can also easily jump to your Anaconda notebooks and follow this and solve the exercises. So I think in general, the structure and the platform is really cool. I wish they would make the exercises and the quizzes a little bit more harder. So maybe it's just me because I'm no longer a beginner, but they can make it a little bit more harder. And also it's not super long. This one here, only 2 hours, 23 minutes, but it's a beginner course with the most important lessons. And they said they will soon add more, so hopefully they will add an intermediate course as well. But in general, the courses are really high quality and I can highly recommend them. And now one more thing I want to mention is the Anaconda Community that you can join for free. So here you simply need an account and then you have access to this forum. And here you can, for example, read about latest announcements and get also involved in the discussions here. Or you can ask questions and get product help. I, for example, ask a question about the Anaconda notebooks and then someone from the community or someone from the Anaconda internal team will help you here. So in my experience, they will reply pretty fast, at least within 1 day. And yeah, I think it's cool that you can be part of a community here and are not alone on your data science journey. So yeah, I hope I could give you a good overview of the practitioner tools, so both the notebooks and the learning platform, and now you can make your own opinion if you want to get a subscription or not. In my opinion, it's a pretty cool platform to get you started with data science and machine learning, and also the online coding environment with the notebooks is pretty cool. I think $9 a month is not a lot. If you take the courses alone, they are really high quality. And here you get even more. So you get both the courses and the notebooks. And I hope they will add more courses in the future soon, but they said they will, so I'm looking forward to the next ones. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you're also planning to get a subscription there, and if you do so, then maybe we see each other in the Anaconda community forums. But in any case, I hope to see you in the next video here on my channel, so see you next time. Bye.